Today we're gonna make some pickled eggs and beets. And this is my mom's favorite recipe. And it's one of the most awesome recipes because most pickled eggs and beets you have to wait days or weeks before you can actually eat them before they're pickled inside. But these are pickled within 4 hours and all the way through by the next morning. Basically as soon as they're cool. So we're gonna have 3 jars of sliced beets. We're gonna do 18 eggs. You're gonna need some cloves, bay leaves, some pickled eggs and beets. So you got the beets in the background there.
You got to do the beets with the beets.
We're gonna use 2 cups of apple cider vinegar and 2 cups of regular vinegar. And we're gonna use some sugar. I'm gonna put it all in this glass jar, put it in the fridge, and we're gonna be good to go. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fill our pan with water and we're gonna put all our eggs in here and we're gonna get them boiled so they get hardened, and then we'll get them shelled. So we have all our eggs all nice and even in the bottom. We're gonna fill this pretty much 3/4 of the way full with water. And place it back on our stove. Peeling hard-boiled eggs sometimes is a pain. And basically, your older your eggs are, the easier they are to peel. But you can also add a splash of vinegar into your water. And you can add a dash of salt into your water. Now, I don't know which one of these tricks helps, but something helps. So I just do them all, and then I know that they peel easily. And we're gonna set this on high, and we're gonna let it come to a boil. Once it's at a boil, we're gonna let them boil for 8 minutes, and then we're gonna take them off and cool them down. All right, our eggs have boiled for 8 minutes, so we're gonna turn them off, and we're going to put them in the sink, and we're gonna run some cold water over them. We drain the hot water out. We're just gonna fill it up with some cold water, and then we're gonna add about 2 trays of ice cubes. Again, this helps them peel better and easier. So we got our cold water in here, and we're gonna just crack some ice cubes in there and let them sit. Now we're giving them an ice bath. We'll let them in there. We'll let them cool off good, and they should peel nice and easy in one smooth action. Now that your eggs have cooled, we've got good ice water. Just take it out, and you can crack it. You can peel your eggs any way you want, but I found this is the simplest way. Crack them, put it in a glass, and shake it around a little bit. And then
Throwing that on the floor.
everything just comes right apart. All right, we have all our eggs peeled and they're in our glass jar. Now we're gonna wipe down the lids of our beets, and we're gonna dump the beets and the juice right in the jar as well. Now we got, so we have 18 eggs in here, large eggs, and we have 3 cans of sliced beets. For this next step, you want to make sure that your windows are open because it actually gets a little bit stinky and kind of starts to choke you, but this is what helps pickle your eggs like right away. So we're going to take and put 4 cups of vinegar, and I already have 2 in. We're going to add 2 more. You can use balsamic vinegar, you can use white vinegar, or you can use apple cider vinegar. I used half and half. And then you're going to add 2 cups of sugar. So 4 cups of vinegar and 2 cups of sugar. All right, so we added the sugar, and we're going to put in 2 bay leaves, and we're going to put in a teaspoon of cloves. And then we're just going to boil this long enough for the sugar to melt and all be together. All right, so I have my fan on, I have the windows open, I've got 4 cups of sugar, or 4 cups of vinegar in here, 2 cups of sugar, a teaspoon of cloves, and 2 bay leaves, but one's bigger than the other, so 3 made 2. So we're just gonna turn this on high and boil it until the sugar melts. The recipe I have says 5 minutes, but if you do this for 5 minutes, you will not be able to breathe in your house. The vinegar is very strong once it starts to boil. So I just stir it until the sugar melts. Alright, so I've been stirring this around and it seems like the sugar's melted, but I do want to still bring it to a boil. My mom's special recipe says boil it for 5 minutes, but she worked in like an industrial kitchen that had huge exhaust fans, and to do this in your home, you really can't stand to boil it for 5 minutes. So let's wait at least till it comes to a boil a little bit and see how long we can take it. So we got a pretty good boil going here. This has been boiling for about 3 minutes. We're going to take it off and we're going to pour it over our eggs and beets in our glass jar. You can use anything that is heat resistant. You don't want to put it in plastic because you are going to actually put this boiling water straight into the container. Alright, so we poured our juice right over top. We did it in the sink, so in case it spilled over, we didn't make a mess. We're just going to let this come to room temperature, put a lid on it, put it in the refrigerator, and honestly, as I said, by the time that they are cold, these pickled eggs are pickled the entire way through. Fastest, best recipe you'll find around. Alright, so here is the end result of the pickled eggs and beets. And we're going to slice through there, nice and pickled. In less than 12 hours. Here's the ingredients that we used in our pickled eggs and beets. If I could stand still long enough to see it. 4 cups of vinegar, 2 cups of sugar, teaspoon of cloves, 2 bay leaves, 2 jars of beets. I put 3 because we like extra beets, and I did 18 eggs instead of a dozen eggs, but they all fit into our glass jar.